Yes. Back again. Coffee Break with JN is back again. What a little coffee break swang. Coffee Break with JN and this caffeines. You know who you are, caffeines. Friends of regulars, not decaf. Coffee Break with JN. And JN going off. Not too hard. Not too soft. Well, hello, guys. Welcome back to your favorite internet destination point. All are welcome. Come into the light. Come into the light. No, you said don't go into the light. Carol Ann. Crossover. Oh, welcome. Yes, yes, y'all. Guys, it's time to do some introductions. Well, hello. Yes, yes, SIPA. Guys, hold on. Let me clear my screen. There's a lot going on. There's so much going on here. Coffee Break with JM. Can you hear me loud and clear? There's always something going on at Coffee Break with JM. Guys, there's a whole lot of superstars in here. I'm a little too purple rain. All right, that's good. I am going to say hello to this chat that's full of my favorite people in this world. Blinded by the light. All right. Well, hello. Yo, Paul Pate, what up, Paul Pate? Good to see you, my man. Yo, I see Matt Waringo of the mighty Waringo Dynasty. Hello, Matt. If Matt is here, that means Suze is not too far behind, Paul. Paul Pate, what up, Paul Pate? We'll talk about that. Let's see who else crawled in here. Yo, claps times 5. I call Shogun. That's right. Thank you, Shogun. Tell them to updo this joint. Everybody that's watching this on YouTube, yo, this should start the muscle memory for you. You hit that like button. You can't tell me that you can sit here live and watch JNN Jamar Nicholas Network programming for like an hour, like a $1.50, a buck and change, and not go. Just like hit the button, guys. The Pencil to Pencil channel has just cleared 2,000 subs. Thank you for all your support. But yo, why it takes 6 years? You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want. That's cool, but at least get the algorithm pumping. All right. Thank you. Matt said he did updo. I appreciate you. Yeah, you know what it is. Tell him Paul Pate done. Dunzo. Yo, D Fish. Well, hello. How are you, D Fish? Let's see who else is up in here. Y'all see my man Stu. What up, Stu K? Woo 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 woo. Good to see you, my man. Let's see. I see Sue's from the mighty Waringo Dynasty. Hello, Sue. And guys, you know, if you're a regular caffeine of Coffee Break with JN, you know when Suze is in the building, when she reports to the dance floor, Suze poses will happen. Like Kaiju Big Battle, danger can happen. I'm very excited. Yes. And look at the love. The Suze gets love in the chat. Yo, I was getting ready. I was putting my game face on. Because even though I make this look easy, ain't nothing easy. Anything worth it is never easy. Yo, America, this is you, Tom Zoller. Hello, you can't see me, but I am also drawing tonight. Cartooning never stops. That's right, ABC, always be cartooning. Because we have told you over numerous occasions that the modern cartoonist has to be multifaceted. I have several arms, right? Not only am I humping over a drawing board or humping on a humping on a digital screen, getting you your favorite comic books and funny books out the door. I also gotta be a personality. I also you saw me last night. I introduced your favorite expert cartoonist with the smiling angelic countenance. I couldn't do this if I didn't have a 16 charisma with a +3 modifier, don't you think? All those things are in concert to make sure that my presence is known and I can get more books out to you. It's a multifaceted front. It's a multi-tiered attack. We gotta do this out here, y'all. And D's talking about the weens of Hollow. Pause. Halloweens. Pause. Tell them, Shogun. Coffees for cartoonists, and so on and so on and so on. Did I say hello to everybody? Did anybody else come in here? Yo, I saw my man Angel. What up, Angel? Good to see you. Everybody saying hello to each other. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I see my man Bill O'Donnell. Well, hello, guys. Sometimes I have to make apologies. Yo, IT. What up? What up, baby? Good to see you. All my favorite people are up in here. Oh, it may be almost the end of October, but it's always July when my man Julian Lytle's in the building. July, what's good? Right? Tell him, Paul, pay pencil deserves more subs. Come on, world. If a dude who barks and does flips has millions of people subscribed to his YouTube channel, what's a cartoonist got to do around here? That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Tom Zoller says, Jamar, I'm not a multi-tool player. I'm mostly just coasting. Man, I feel you with that. D Fish says, some of us roll a nat 20. Some of us roll a dice off the table and lose it under the couch. What they call that? That's a cocked die. Cocked dice. A cocked die. Because you guys are, I've already gone on record 1,000 times by saying the singular of dice is die. The plural of dice is dice. It's not dices. So a cocked die is when you roll it and it kind of like gets stuck in a crack. How do we do this, you guys? We do this every other week. We just make juvenile jokes out of thin air. But yes, I do roll a natural 20 once in a while. I mean, I'll say my charisma is always on point. When you get ensorcelled by my charm and striking wit and my lantern jaw, you're like, holy shit, I think I just got charmed. He's like that. One of my bard spells. But yes, a lot of pauses going on. How many pauses can you take? Dices. That's right. Goonies never say dice. Tell them. Dices, the archdiocese. So, guys, thanks for joining us. We had a really cool pencil to pencil. And when part of my multi tiered attack, the archdiocese is oh, also, I was watching something. One of my favorite, I don't know how we got on here, but one of my favorite YouTube channels, because I like to watch all types of stuff. Everybody knows YouTube's my jam. You've been Jamara. We first know that Dungeons and Dragons is life. As you see, look for the Union label, right? I'm a dyed in the wool nerd. And this is one of my favorite items, my D&D zip up hoodie. Roll 20 for freshness. But we all know that you can explain anything in the world by using Dungeons and Dragons terms or pro wrestling terms. Stone Cold Steve Austin may be the greatest pro wrestler ever for his, maybe ever. Hulk Hogan, we're not going to talk about Hulk Hogan. But, at the height of his superpowers, he was the everyman who wanted to beat up his boss. Who can't get behind that? Right? And in wrestling parlance, when you got to go into work, you got to do the job, brother. You got to lay down and get pinned. Just you know how this is, or you got to make Rick in accounting look good. You got to put him over, right? And who was just in the chat was talking about Bill went to Walmart, rolled a one, was looking for the peanut butter pumpkins, couldn't find them. That's a critical fail. You were looking so hard, you kind of you probably fell or something, right? Love D&D, and I love my man Stone Cold Steve Conley, who makes TTRPG stuff. If you like the Dungeons and/or the Dragons, you know where to go. Paul Pate says, I'm a Macho Man guy. All praises due to Macho Man Randy Savage, one of the best to do it. He, also when I was younger, I never understood his character. What I loved about him is that he was he was paranoid. I can look in your beady eyes, Hogan. You're after Elizabeth, right? It's perfect. It's cinema. But I'm a Stone Cold Steve Austin guy. That's my dude. So I was waiting for somebody to do that. The cream of the crop is like the internet's favorite promo. It's not his best work, but people are we've talked about this a million times. But guys, I have topics to get to tonight. And we are going to start by, I'm going to play you a little clip, which is good. Yo, Superfly Snooker brother jumped off the top of the cage at Madison Square Garden. Oh, and Matt, we're going to talk about just how, the world's to shit. Where's Duke? We agree the world's to shit. Yo, even like trying to get Halloween candy was like, I did not get a good roll on my die trying to get Halloween candy. Shout out to American Dream, Dusty Rose, the people's champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rose, blue-eyed soul, if you will. Guys, I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to set the mood for tonight's presentation. Share audio, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's go.
Vandalism creates all sorts of problems for the police department as well as for firefighters, especially on Halloween. As Will Spence reports, if you're planning a little Halloween mischief, you might plan to spend some time in jail as well.
Happy Halloween!
We're standing inside Patrol Bureau Brooklyn South headquarters, and every police officer here today is very aware that tonight is Halloween, and special steps are being taken to make sure that there are no serious incidents of vandalism or incidents involving small children. Let's talk to the chief.
What we do is increase significantly the number of uniformed people we have, particularly around houses of worship and cemeteries and parks. Also, we have decoys from the street crime unit who work in religious areas to combat any people who want to prey on those people.
One other step taken by New York City Police, they will be in the air this Halloween night using helicopters like this equipped with massive searchlights. The point, to find and stop vandals.
We're going to patrol all the cemeteries of the city with our night light them up. There's a lot of vandalism, a lot of children playing pranks, and we'll be up there to try to prevent it.
You've done this before in previous Halloweens. It's successful.
Yeah, it's been very successful. We have very, very little vandalism or any other activities in the cemeteries.
So police are ready to deal in a major way with any Halloween hardcore vandalism. But what about this roving gang of Brooklyn shaving cream spreaders?
I'm spraying shaving cream. Say with my friends.
On yourself or?
Yeah, on myself and friends.
Okay, is this a Halloween tradition here in Brooklyn?
Yes, definitely.
But what about this woman with shaving cream on her car?
They're having a good time.
Could have been worse.
Could have been eggs.
Eggs? What are you going to do with eggs?
They're going to throw them at people. We're going to cook dinner.
I'm going to hit this kid over here. See? Extra large grade AA.
They put the eggs away because look at this. Down the block, a constable on patrol in the mood to confiscate.
Let me have it.
Come on, please.
Let me have it.
Come on.
He finally did hand it over. As for the rest, they wrapped up their Halloween on the run. New York police say they will be out in force to make sure no one violates the spirit of Halloween or the law. Will Spence, Channel 7 Eyewitness.
That's so funny. So let's start off today. This is why they lock up the shaving cream at the CVS. Well, it may have a false bottom pause. That's where you put your dinosaur DNA in the Barbasol can. Guys, tonight, if you're from, well, I guess it doesn't matter from where you're from. See, if that was now, a kid would say that these are full of dinosaur embryos. That's really sharp. Guys, depending on where you're from, tonight, the 30th of October, is Devil's Night or Mischief Night or whatever night. I would love to talk about that tonight. And then we're going to kind of phase into Halloween talk. And then we may even do a giveaway. What do you think? Some of you guys who had an eagle eye may have spotted the phrase that pays earlier in this program. Yo, Bros, what up, Bros? I would have listened to A-grade emoji after hearing that one kid. I love that old school New York. That was very New York accent. Those drawls. So back when I was a kid, growing up in the hardscrabble Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, once you got to be of a certain age, you got to do the hashtag just like you saw it, Suze. You had to keep your wits about you because from an early age, you guys, Halloween was not fun. Especially if you weren't with your folks, like if you weren't being escorted by a parent and or guardian. Halloween was dangerous, let alone we're not talking about Mischief Night or Devil's Night. Tell him, Paul Pate, Devil's Night and the D, legendary. Yo, Detroit, Devil's Night, everything's on fire. Same thing, it was in Camden. Yo, Camden Devil's Night, it's crazy. Right? So, you know how this goes. So I would love to talk to you about how Devil's Night or Halloween Eve went for you as a kid, or maybe as an adult. Maybe you're getting off of work tonight and like you had to like run for it because some kids were chasing you with eggs. Maybe you got your house toilet papered if you live out in the suburbs. Toilet paper costs too much. There ain't nobody using toilet paper anymore. But let's talk about that for a minute. So, Bill, you're talking about like trick or treat stuff, like pranks, right? God help you if you're the house that handed out the popcorn balls paws on Halloween. So did you go back and retaliate? Let's talk about it. So, yeah, so you would like back in the city, in a lot of the neighborhoods in Philadelphia have an avenue. Right, and that's usually like the main strip where people do most of their shopping. Like a lot of old lady carts, like the granny carts, with a lot of black plastic bags from going in and out of stores and just buy, go up to City Blue, shout out to City Blue, get some sneakers. Then we go over here, dip over here to sound of Germantown and get some CDs. Yo, I heard you like CDs. I'm going even further back. You got cassettes, right? But then when the sun starts going down, you better get home because you might get pelted with eggs. I didn't come up in a shaving cream neighborhood, but I'd love to hear some stories about that. And then let's just kind of ease into Halloween. So also, if you were one of those type of kids that's running the streets with a bunch of goons, did your parents even know you were up to no good? Sue says, guess we were sheltered in the country. Never had Devil's Night, but everyone was worried about razor blades and apples. Who gave it apples? Yeah, that was a very part of the early '80s scare, right? Where somebody mysteriously must have ate a razor blade and an apple, and that yeah. But also, this is funny, Sue, because we're just talking talking about in the '70s, like the '70s and the early '80s. For some reason, apples were like a dessert, or in a dessert menu. I'm sure somebody's mom made baked apples as a dessert. And remember the Crafts caramel sheets? Like it would come in like a kind of like a flat parcel, a flat bag. And you unroll these wax papers and they're just like flat sheets of caramel. And then you're supposed to wrap them around an apple and put a popsicle stick in it and put it in the oven. And that's what candy apple. I still think some of the old supermarkets in Philly still have that clip rack with candy apple mix on it. And you mix this stuff up and pour it over an apple. And I think you let it sit. I don't think you heat it. Did you heat it up and then let it freeze? I mean, just ripping your teeth out, y'all. Bobbing for apples. I forgot about that. Bill says, both my parents were school teachers, so Mischief Night was automatic lockdown. Boy, don't you even think about sniffing outside. So why? Because you're going to go get in trouble? ID says, in the Bay Area, the Halloween scare was always the Zodiac was going to be out. Oh, what, the Zodiac Killer? Oh, my God. Everybody had some sort of trauma happening wherever they live. Yeah, Angel, I know you were running the streets. I remember some of that. He says, my children's teeth can barely manage caramel apple. What about your adult teeth? Bill says, oh, ShopRite out here still has those apple wrapped fruit roll-up knockoffs. I guess Big Apple, or the Apple industry was really making strides because everybody just ate apples. Like, is that because there wasn't as much junk? Candy apples. And what about even now? Like, if you shop on the Q or QVC or HSN, shout out to Mrs. Prindable's apples. There's still people making candy apples, and I think their joint is maybe it's caramel or there's like glitter and shit and like Jimmy's, or you call them sprinkles, Jimmy's on it, and there's like a chocolate half and a white chocolate half. People still trying to hack apples. See, you making me laugh. Yo, that's crazy. Shogun says we did not have stuff like that out in the wilds of Seattle. Be happy about that. It is crazy. So, also what happened in the city? What Bill says? Oh, there's the crazy one with red apple and coconut. Who's buying that? Sadists is in the hood. They had what was affectionately known as bag snatching. Pause. So bag snatching is exactly what it sounded like. The older kids would kind of troll the neighborhood, while kids are getting, trick or treating, and they'd run up on you and snatch your bag and run around a corner, and that was your Halloween night. And I remember kids you would hear them kind of making plans in school, like they weren't even going to act like they were trick or treating, because you see that a lot now with teenagers who don't even try to put a costume on, but they have like a pillowcase, and they're like, at least I'll give them that. They're not bothering anybody. See, I just think that. Yeah, woe is you if big kids just straight up, right? Tell them, Angel, straight got jacked for your 2 hours of candy hustling. Decent. Hold on. Bill says we were fancy. We had the McDonald's pumpkin pail for trick or treat. Did you ever get McDonald coupons in your trick or treat bag? It would be like, I don't know, was it a free French fry or something? I forgot how those work. D is just writing jokes over there. It's so funny. That's great. So it kind of put a pall on, not Paul Pate, it put a pall over Halloween because a lot of kids were just shook. It's like, yo, I got to just get out of this sitting scenario before I get took. What? They're still doing those? That's what's up. So, and also a thing that happened in the city, depending on where you were. Candy jacket, they didn't call it that. They were bag snatching was a real thing. And, some kids were just, and it was almost like they didn't even want the candy. They just wanted to terrorize people. Hold on. So people are starting to populate the chat here. Let me try to read some of it. TZ says, we didn't have any of that. My younger years were relentlessly Rockwellian. My dad made great Halloween costumes. We used to go win contests at the Kitty City. Shout out to Lionel, Kitty City. The Frosty coupons. Yeah, Frost, good memory. Yo, do you remember and this isn't from too long ago, maybe like the past 10 years, you could get the Frosty fob. Like it was like a keychain that was like die cut. It looked like a little Frosty, and you would buy that. And then every time you pulled up to the window, you just hold that up, and they would just give you a free Frosty. Shout out to Yellow Wendy's. Bill says, "Oh yeah, that was the Wendy Frosty coupons. The house is giving those out. Got a pass." Stu, you ever get your bag snatched? Pause. But that's real, right? Especially Philly kids, they know about that. Everybody will go, "Oh yeah," not like I had that. Well, nah. Oh, they just do that now. Matt says nobody was bag snatching those red candy apples. Man, no wonder Gen X teeth is so jacked up. That's what we were eating. And I was going to try to get through this night by not talking about candy, because in Halloween's past on Coffee Break with JN, I've always done some sort of like, candy Olympics or a candy March Madness tier. Not best worst candy. I'm not doing that. I actually just found, I put this up on the intro. I left this in from last year. I think this little list, this was like the best, this was like the worst candy top 10 list from one of the years. It's just funny. I still have that. I still feel like candy corn gets a bad rap. I like candy corn. Some of these other ones could get the gas face, like candy, like wax lips. Like what even is that? But we're not going to do that tonight. But what we are going to do is, I don't know where Shogun is representing the P and Dubs. Thank you, Shogun. But if you remember a couple of groups ago, I unveiled a new segment here at Coffee Break with JN called The Phrase That Pays. And what that is that my service here, StreamYard, has a new thing called StreamYard giveaways. So we get to play games now. So I threw up here earlier in the joint, the phrase that pays is hashtag Kim Candy. So if you want to enter my giveaway, type that in the chat just like you see it. Don't try to gimmick it or just type what you see, all caps. I think maybe it doesn't matter with caps, but put that in and you will be entered into my prize for the night. Don't try to spam it. Do it once and it'll count you. If you keep doing the same thing, you don't get more votes, y'all. See, y'all got it. You know how this works. Yo, E, what up, E? Shout out to one of my favorite editors in my professional career, Eric. Eric says we had a bunch of old folks in my street growing up, but thankfully none of them did candy apples. How did candy apples become the villain on this episode? Good to see you, E. So, Ross, I don't think you're gonna get in. You spelled it wrong. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta pay attention. I'm gonna put it up here one more time, or maybe more than one time. Try it again. Once this thing starts running, you're like, yo, this is a cheat. You ain't spell it right, you ain't getting in. All right, all of y'all, come on. There was adults just straight trying to get stuff out their house. I got rolls of pennies before. I've gotten rolls of pennies before. There you go, D. D got it right. There's no I in Gimme Candy. You gotta play. You gotta play. You gotta play the game. Angel, you're making me laugh, man. I forgot about the rolls of pennies. Now nobody even wants pennies anymore. So all right, you guys do that. Make sure you get it right, and then in a little while we'll do the drawing. So I want to talk about your Halloween throughput as an adult. We're adults, well, for the most part. So now you're tasked, especially if you live in a place where you actually have trick or treaters. Where you're tasked in this economy to either get candy for trick or treaters for tomorrow, or you make other plans. So I would love to find out who in here has gotten stores of candy. Who? Oh, maybe we'll do this. All right, guys. Huh? This is like game night. Hold on. Let me get my join. Let me get my John out. Pause. Guys, let's do a ones and twos. Guys, if you know your ones and twos are when I ask the chat to put their answer in the chat by cause of a number. So in this case, it will be if you as an adult who probably live someplace where they're responsible for rent or a mortgage or something, if you have actively bought candy or are about to buy candy for tomorrow's night's trick-or-treaters, put a 1 in the chat. If you are actively not getting anything for those damn kids and are going to turn your lights out tomorrow night during trick-or-treating time, put a 2 in the chat. If you are even more evil and are going to not be available during trick-or-treat tomorrow night, put a 3 in the chat. And then I'll do one for other people. Or 4, if you don't get trick-or-treaters, put a 4 in the chat. And let's go through these. All right, I'll do it again. If you're getting candy, 1. If shit, what did I already say? If you're getting candy, 1. If you guys, what did I say? Somebody tell me what I'm doing. 1 is you're getting candy. 2 is your man. What somebody tell me what we're doing. Oh, thank you, D. Turn off the lights is 2. 1, get candy. 2, turn off the lights. 3, are you going to be unavailable for trick-or-treating tomorrow? And 4 is you don't get kids. All right, let's see what we got. Yo, I like Halloween tchotchkes. Like I'll get like a little bag of just plastic eyeballs and stuff, and I'll put them in. I'll just mix them up in a bucket. That's not all you get. And you get some candy and you get an eyeball. All right, D candy, Shogun candy, Matt candy, TZ candy. Paul, did you put a number in? It sounds like yes, you're getting candy. Stu says, I wanted to get the full bars of candy this year and be that house, but couldn't find any. Yo, put that in your pocket. I want to talk about that because getting candy was like an adventure this year. Candy, Paul, Angel, candy, TZ, 0.8 because I already went through. You already opened the bag. Bill doesn't get, you don't get trick-or-treaters. Okay. Thanks again for that, D. Matt says 1 in 4. We buy just in case, but end up eating it. Yeah, okay. And isn't that diabolical? You see people like just shutting all this stuff off and just rolling out. And Bill says, but I did buy the Costco big bag for in-person Zoom training and doing tomorrow. Very cool. Lights out. Eric is no kids. All right, you guys are just telling me what I did. Okay, thank you. So, but Ross is traveling to go do candy back at home base. Tom says, when I could, I'd give out comic books and candy. You know, I thought about that this year, but I thought about like I wasn't set up. I was going to maybe give out free comic book day comics, and I also thought about maybe going and getting some some cheap packs. Put some sad sacks in people's Halloween bags. Some Bob Hope comics in the bag, and it'll be like, what is this? I'm going to do that next year. I'm just going to buy a short box of Bob Hope and Jerry Lewis comics and just hand those out. Kids are going to be like, what even is this? Shogun says we're doing the in-town business trick or treat. So we bought 100 pounds of Costco candy. Yo, this candy's expensive. Bill says Tom's giving out comps. I love it. So thanks for participating, guys. I try to do this stuff in waves, right? I try to do. As I start thinking about it, I mean, like my neighborhood is pretty lousy with kids that come through, and Halloween's like what at 2 hours tops, maybe 3 if it's a nice night, and then it's kind of done. But back at our old apartment, we didn't get trick-or-treaters because it was just that kind of neighborhood, and I kind of look forward to the trick-or-treating stuff, but candy's expensive. And like one of my things was I would get like supermarket bags, and then I would like maybe get some stuff from Target or someplace, like you're on the road and you're like, oh, that's not bad. What, $6, whatever. Or, I mix, I get some Smarties, whatever. And then I would kind of like top it off with dollar store candy, because that's where you can get like, I don't know, like a bag of Krabby Patty gummies or something like that, or some vampire teeth, and like it was like $1.25 and $1.50. You get a nice little, sack, a nice little sack. Pause. But like I went in the dollar store, they ain't really have nothing. It wasn't like it was gone. It just there wasn't any. So I would love to talk to you guys about that. Like the candy prices are crazy. Like you're almost dropping $50 on one of those big joints of like, with Heath bars and like a chocolate bag. It's crazy. How much? And I also know people that like after they dump the bags out, they count it. Like they count the, the damage, and they go, oh, we spent like, $300 on candy, or we gave out. I don't know. There's some maniacs that count how many pieces of candy they gave out. So, tell me about what you did in the last couple of weeks to get ready for this. Jetro! We bought a wagon full of candy from Jetro for the Union game. Gave it out to the players and their kids post-match last game. Then to anyone I saw leaving the stadium. Very cool. Shout out to the Union. And you have to explain that dupe stuff to me, Ross. I don't understand. He says, trust me, Bob Hope and Jerry Lewis comics aren't cheap anymore. What is going on? I'm like living in the upside down world. I've seen that. Heard someone once say they had a huge bowl of candy. They dumped the whole thing into the bag. The first kid who showed up, and then lights out. Bill says, "Yeah, I figured." Oh, you're talking to Tom. I'll keep it off screen. Yo, no, Notorious. JRD's in the building. Shout out to JRD. JRD says Lawson working on a secret thing. Well, it's not a secret now. Hello, JRD. We're talking about Halloween. Yes. I mean, beyond even like in this economy, it's just like it's the math ain't mathing, y'all. Like you know this size joint, right? It's like $15. And then the other joint's like $19. And then like what's like that Bobo bag, you know, it's got like shit that nobody likes in it, like the Tootsie Roll, like the fruity Tootsie Roll joints, and like the little mini joint of chocolate Tootsie Rolls and like Dum Dums. Kids don't like that stuff. That's expensive. We're not even talking about peanut butter pumpkins. And for any of you whole candy bar people, you're doing the Lord's work, but it's crazy. But I was really surprised by the dollar store. They were just like, eh. It's like they didn't. There was no candy to even go through. I put my basket back and just walked out. It was like I'm not standing in this long ass line for like. It wasn't even can. I don't remember what I saw there. It wasn't even worth talking about. TC had a contingency plan. I bought a bunch of Reese's cups because I want to have something I'd eat if I get stuck with it. It's funny. Angel said, just got 2 bags from Sam's Club, $45. You know we're getting old when you go, $45. You know, and I have a soft spot for off-brand candy, but you gotta keep it real. You gotta you could do some Whoppers, but you gotta put some Snickers in there. You gotta put, and even what was it, Three Musketeers? The joint with the nougat, right? Kids don't really like Three Musketeers. I don't know what kids like anymore. I actually looked. I was going to get like a box of Takis or Flamin' Hot Cheetos, but those are expensive too. I also shout out to the mini bag of Halloween pretzels. I think those are cool. I don't know if they're as bad as popcorn balls. TZ said it was $4 a bag for Reese's snack size. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't nothing. Yeah, that adds up. I bought 5 bags. They were all sold out today when I went there, but I could have bought Reese's trees. Paul says each group of kids gets 1 candy. Oh, you're rationing that out. You get a candy. You get a candy. Oh, were you supposed to be Pink Panther? You get a candy. The kids are like, come on, bro. Or you just give one kid all the candy and make them fight on your step for it. Yeah, Jared says, yeah, big bags of Costos or BJ's ain't cheap anymore. It's crazy. Stuart said something up thread, and I can't find it. You said there was somebody in your neighborhood who gave out like popcorn balls, and y'all felt bad for it. I don't know what that means. Oh, here it is. Sorry. I told you coffee. Shout out to undiagnosed ADHD's. Coffee's making me yawn. Sue says, we felt bad for an old lady who used to make candy apples and popcorn balls because we knew our parents would make us awesome now. Yo, throw that directly in the trash. Why? Because there might be razors in it? No, because it's bad candy. Don't do that. And also, I didn't even think about this, but I want to talk about it real quick. And maybe some of you won't say it because you're embarrassed. But also for all of my caffeines who actively have children who they take out trick or treating. What's up with the young dads getting blackout drunk, taking your kid trick or treating? I've seen it. I've seen these guys up and down my neighborhood who are like holding on to like a tall boy. You can't be sober and take your kid up the street to get some candy. What's wrong with y'all? I want somebody to decode that. That's ridiculous. Like you really need do you really need a logger to push your kid in a wheelbarrow up the wheelbarrow, wagon up the street? Nice. Paul Payne says, I just thought of something. I'm going to give up my returnables this year. All right, so Stu's going to produce the show now. A good poll would be, do you buy candy you like so that you can eat whatever doesn't go, or do you get candy you don't like so you won't eat what's left? I like that. We'll have to save that one for next year. But it's a great thing. It's like, to Stu's point, are you buying candy that you won't eat? I mean, I gotta say, I don't know how many of you guys have sweet tooths. I don't really eat sugar like that anymore. I'm not really pressed. You know what I mean? But I know people are like, oh, I just buy bum candy that I don't like, so I don't eat it. Thank you, Jared. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a new trend. Like, take your kid down the street. Like, is your kid's memories going to be like, oh, dad walked into traffic and almost got hit because he was drunk? Ross says, thought the one box was the bag of Swedish fish, but it turned out it was individually wrapped. Like, one fish? Did they do that? Yo, I didn't know they wrap fish like that. That's ridiculous. Yes, JRD, I agree. Hold on. Bro. Angel says, dude down the block gives out beer to the dead. I mean, yeah, free beer, but Angel, how do you feel about that? Am I being a sensitive Pisces? Should I be concerned about that? Like, you only have so much time with your kids, right? And that just kind of, it reads to me, what do the women say now? It's giving. It just feels like I don't know. Like, just walk down the street with your kid, man. Or at least, I mean, I feel like you need to be at least sharp enough that if something goes down, you can do something about it. But if you're like high stepping up the street because you had a couple of growlers on your way to the end of the block, that's a whole other issue. D says, we get a couple of them every year. I usually end up scaring them until they leave. Are you talking about the dads or the kids? What are we talking about? Jared D says, these are the same dads who spend a honey on themselves at the local comic shop and won't buy their kid a comic. Their fathers, not dads. Yo, that's real rap. You see it. You see those, like, Dad, can I get a comic? No, come on. We're in the toy store. I can't get a toy. No, these are for daddy. That's crazy. TZ says, when I was with my brother, all the houses in the area had drinks for the adults. No one was drunk, though, but it had a weird neighborhood bonding vibe to it. I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm on something else. Bill said, oh, the Halloween beer handout definitely happened more during COVID. Yeah, thank you, Bill. Let's do a sipper because I didn't do any sippers tonight. We got a lot of stuff to do before we get out of here. I gotta tell you. For a really cool joint, he just said, guys, get your pinkies up. Sip of coffee for Notorious JRD. Good on you. All right, we gotta fit a lot in. Pause. TZ says, oh, wait, I got it. The way that my brother's neighborhood ran it was a way to hang out and meet your neighbors. It wasn't getting wasted. It was hanging out. And some of them had games for kids, too. All right. Okay. D says the dads lol. The kids crack up when drunk dad can't make eye contact with 6'2" dressed as Michael Myers. You're like terrorizing the neighborhood. Tell him ID. So much losers. Yo, how did I get a Hyro joint in there? So much losers. Yo, that's when when you're drunk at Halloween. That's when you lost. When your dad steps into traffic, that's when you lost. Proper. All right. All right, we got stuff to do. So, guys, I'm gonna do this one more time. Some new people showed up. JRD, I don't know if you did this. The phrase that pays tonight: "Gimme candy." You have to spell it correctly. Please put it in the chat. If you don't spell it correctly, it won't count. The StreamYard robots will not count misspellings. Type it in there right now because we're about to do a giveaway. Duke from the mighty P and Dubs won a Jamar crate the last time we did this. And if for any of you that's ever gotten a Jamar crate from me, you know about the riches that remain inside. It's almost like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. You almost don't want to look in the Jamar crate because the light is so blinding. And there might be like, I don't know, spirits that come out of there and turn into like practical effects ghosts. No, there's good stuff in the Jamar crate. Yo, Big Joe! Hello, Big Red. Good to see you. Joe says, good evening. Even though I have to work, comics will be given out at a friend's house over 30 years now. Reading material instead of candy. Yes, shout out to Big Joe. I love it. So guys, start putting give me candy in the chat. Bill, they're getting aggressive over there. I love it. All right, you guys. The Jamar crate is so beautiful. Marion, turn your face. Don't look. Look away. Oh. All right, guys. We're gonna do a couple more seconds, and I'm gonna close this up. Hey, Miguel, what up? Good to see you. Happy Halloween. Always love to see me some Miguel. Good to see you, bro. What's new with you, guys? A whole lot of superstars hang out on Coffee Break with JN. Where your dreams come true. I'm so happy that I am able to do this for you guys. But I would be remiss if I don't have my Patreon running at the bottom of the doobly-doo, the John down there, because if you like what you see here, there's more. If you walk into the light, Carol Ann, and you can get more JN all month long. We even made it simpler for you. You can, with your phone, you can boop the John over there, boop the QR code, go directly to it. I'm eliminating the middleman. Boop the John and go right to my Patreon and sign up. You can do it for free. You can do it. You can put a little money on my books, whatever you want to do. All are welcome. And the reason I called Notorious JRD #1 because he was my very first patron so many years ago. Thank you so much. All right, Matt, did the Waringos fall asleep? Suze, I'm calling you to the dance floor with a Suze pose to do. And we all know what happens, guys. If Suze doesn't answer the 10 count, no Suze pose for you. Wow, the QR code works. Yeah, some of y'all been rocking with me for a long time. It's time to join the Patreon, y'all. We're going into phase 4. Get up on that. I do very cool affirmational videos. The morning constitutional, where I give you the good word for the week. Tell them the P and Dubs know. JRD knows. It ain't hard to tell. My exclusive world premiere Ask Me Anything podcast that I do with world famous comic book artist Mike Hawthorne, one of my oldest buds. We do that every 2 weeks. Clockwork. A rich archive. Art drops. All of it. Thank you, Bill. The morning constitutionals are very much needed. See, there's good stuff in there. So, all right, we're closing. That was the last wrap for the phrase that pays. I'm closing that down. I don't see the Waringos. They might have fell off. Well, I think it's time I'm going to do the giveaway. Guys, I'm looking at the entries for Gimme Candy. It don't look like a lot of people. There's like 1,000 people in this chat. I only see 9 entries. That doesn't smell right. What are y'all doing? All right, I'm gonna try one more time, you guys. Just type it in the chat. If it's like I did it, make sure you spell it right. And if you don't get in, you don't get a chance for Jamar Crate. So if whoever wins this, if I don't have your information already, just give it to me, and I will, in 4 to 6 weeks, send you a Jamar Crate. All right. See, TZ, I told you. Well, I guess that's if you can't pay attention. Shogun, you can enter. Come on, it's all fun. And that was a good one too, right? Did you look in it? Did you look into the light? I should put sand in there just to like throw you off, and then the ghost comes out. But like the guy, the Nazi dude is like, it's just sand, and then all hell breaks loose. All right, guys, that's it. I give you one more time. Type "Give me candy" into the chat. Make sure it's right. And if you spell it wrong, you ain't getting nothing. That's it. You lose. You get nothing. Good day, sir. Shout out to Gene Wilder. All right, you guys, let's do this thing. Let me get it. Let me get it up. I hope you guys had fun tonight. This was a cool episode. You should see on your screen we have 10 entrants for tonight's Jamar Crate giveaway. Thank you to all the supporters. While this is generating, if you haven't already, it's time to boop that QR code and join my Patreon. Why don't you? As we're going into the future with this, y'all. All right. Are you guys ready? You guys ready to do the countdown? I think I have some assets now. I can even maybe put some sounds in here. Are you ready? All right, let me see if I can do this. Are you ready? My heart's pounding. All right. Let's hit that button. All right, it's pumping. Let's do it. Paul Pate! Paul Pate, what up, Paul Pate? You want a Jamar Crate? Yo, give congrats to Paul Pate. Yeah, that's so cool. Good job, Paul Pate. Look at Bill all late. Come on, bro. Bill, you had all night to put that in. I don't know if you got it or not, but Paul Pate is the winner. Please give Paul Pate his flowers in the chat. Congrats. Yes. How cool is that? Good job, Paul Pate. And Paul, I think I have your information, but send it to... I kind of did that on purpose. Like, yo, y'all paying attention? So Paul Pate, get in touch with me and just let's get your address updated, and I'll send that out to you. That's really fun. All right, guys, we're gonna start wrapping this up. That was great. Thank you. I love what we do here. I love that I can share my joy of being an old gray beard with you, and we can talk about Gen X stuff. Yeah, is that emoji dabbing? Yo. And you know, one of the things that I love about this, and what I love about the free internet for what it is right now, is, especially for my creatives out there, you could do damn near whatever you want. You use your D&D stats to form however you want to put yourself out into the world, right? Sometimes people forget I'm a cartoonist, because I don't lead with the you go buy my book, right? You go buy my books. They're wherever books are sold. I'm so happy I can say that. But one of my natural things is I'm a communicator. I'm a network guy. I'm a bridge builder. I'm a community guy. I want to bring people together, right? You know, I said this I said this last night on Pencil to Pencil, and I wasn't kidding. Yo, real rap. I got a lot of y'all through the pandemic, and you can roll your eyes, but you remember that, right? And I still have a lot of really great messages. People said like, yo, yo, I really need a coffee break, man. Thank you. And I appreciate that. So for, us to still be here wasn't like this was just something I did because I couldn't leave the house. I was doing this FR, for real, right? So like, let's keep it a buck. This is what I do for the community. And, I hope you guys can reciprocate in your own way. It's not all about money. It could be like, yo, are you sharing the gospel of the JNN Jamar Nicholas Network with your people? When I post stuff, do you share it? That means the world to me. Oh, yo, my man's doing this. You should check it out. John 3:16 says, you just want a Jamar Crate. Right? And, I'm not talking for my health, y'all. There's not a lot of Jamar Nicholases around here. So I hope you appreciate me. I appreciate you. Let's keep the community going. I guess the Waringos, they called it a night. They had a good time. Guys, you guys have a really safe Halloween. Thank you. Thank you, boss. I appreciate you. I had to hit you up like, yo, we sipping tonight, bro. John 3:16 says, I just gave you, what? You got decaf, what? Thank you, guys. And again, if you have been on the fence, if you've been sitting on your hands for 5+ years enjoying my content, it's time to join the Patreon. You can join for free. It's fine. But I want to see your face in the place. There's just so much more on the other side of the Patreon wall. Thank you. Guys, let's call it a night. Let's say good night, John Boy. I've spoke too much. Actually, this was a hard hour, pause. Because I did like 10 minutes on the intro, and then here we are. Happy Mischief Night. Handed out candy like Willie John. And even if you wind up with a lot of candy, don't eat all that candy. You'll get a tummy ache, right? We trying to watch our deals in 2025, right? Oh, that was one last thing. The candy at the dollar store just didn't even look like good candy. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were a kid, you're like, and I'm looking at an adult like, I wouldn't waste the calories eating this. Make good choices, y'all. All right, guys, let's say goodnight, John Boy. Let's get out of here. Let me do this last sip. Thank you guys so much. Oh, that's fantastic. Yo, good night. Yo, Sinners is a good Halloween movie. Enjoy that. All right, let's do the thing. Guys, you've been watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. Guys, on top of being a strikingly handsome man, I'm also pretty smart. But you're the smarty pants for joining us tonight, so thank you. Besides wearing this hat, I wear. Award-winning, chocolate flavored. I have lots of names. I'm as it says on my Instagram, I'm a Philadelphian cartoonist, author, and John enthusiast, and also a podcaster. Some of my names, my favorite names are John Cena. It's coming, Paul. Make it so. John 3:16, my favorite from Nakota. John 117, the Master Chief of Coffee Break with JN. What was it, Philly Seymour Hoffman? Thanks, Stu. And the captain of the ship, John Luke Picard. There are 4 Johns. What happened here tonight? Oh, also Captain Scholastic. Yeah, tell him, Bill. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with me and my caffeines. You know who you are, caffeine. And watch me drink a cup of coffee and run my mouth. Now that I'm out of coffee. Oh, not doing that anymore. Somebody wake up Hicks. See you in 2 weeks. Join the Patreon. It's time. Stop fronting.